Alexander the Great Volkanovski, a name that once echoed through the UFC featherweight division as an unstoppable force. A man who outclassed legends, who silenced doubters, and who carved his name in history as one of the greatest featherweights the sport has ever seen. But now, as UFC 314 approaches, the narrative has shifted. After suffering two back-to-back devastating losses, including a brutal knockout at the hands of Ilia Topuria, the world has been asking, is Volkanovski done? But let me tell you this, Alexander Volkanovski is far from done. In fact, what he's doing right now might be the most dangerous version of him we've ever seen. Because Volkanovski is not just training for a fight, he is overhauling his entire life to rise again. And today, we're going to break down exactly what Volkanovski is doing to reclaim his throne, and why you should not count him out yet. First, let's talk about what might be the most shocking move Volkanovski has made so far, eliminating alcohol completely. Yes, that's right. Volkanovski has officially cut alcohol out of his life. Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal? Athletes shouldn't be drinking anyway. But Volk was always known as a laid-back, down-to-earth guy, someone who could enjoy a beer here and there. Even during camp, he might have a casual drink, thinking it wouldn't affect his performance. But after the Topuria fight, after facing the harsh reality of defeat, Volkanovski had a wake-up call. He realized that every single thing that could hinder his performance, even the smallest detail, had to be eliminated. And alcohol, that was the first to go. In an interview, Volk admitted, "I used to think having a few drinks now and then wouldn't matter. But if I'm being honest with myself, if I want to be the best, if I want to leave no doubt, I can't afford to do anything that takes away from my recovery or my focus." And he's right. Because let's get real, alcohol destroys recovery. It affects sleep, it slows down muscle repair, and it lowers testosterone, crucial for an athlete in the fight of his life. Volkanovski cutting alcohol shows how serious he is this time around. He's all in. But that's just the beginning. Volkanovski isn't just tweaking his diet. He's overhauled his entire training camp, and not just in terms of working harder, but working smarter. Sources close to Volk's camp have revealed that he's added 2 to 3 sessions a day, and every single session has a purpose, whether it's building explosive power, sharpening his reaction time, or drilling deep into cardio so he can push a relentless pace for 5 rounds. He's brought in new strength and conditioning experts to focus specifically on fast-twitch muscle development, to bring back that sharp, powerful burst that made him so dangerous. Think about it. Against a guy like Diego Lopes, who is taller, longer, and explosive himself, Volkanovski needs to be sharper than ever before. But it's not just the physical side. What's really scary, and I mean scary for Diego Lopes, is Volkanovski's new mental approach. After his loss to Topuria, Volk admitted something shocking, that he wasn't mentally present in that fight. He said, "I wasn't myself. I wasn't in the moment. I was already thinking about other things. That's not me. That's not the champion I am." So now, Volkanovski has added mental performance coaching to his camp. Every single day, he's working on visualization, breathwork, and focus drills. He's training his mind to stay sharp under pressure, to react without hesitation, to stay in the fight no matter what happens. He said it himself, "When I step into that cage now, I've already fought that fight 100 times in my head. I know every position, every scenario." And he's going to need that focus. Because let's talk about the man standing across from him at UFC 314, Diego Lopes. Lopes is a monster on the rise. A submission assassin with slick, creative striking. The guy is a problem. Long, lanky, explosive, and dangerous everywhere. He's not coming into UFC 314 just to show up. He's coming to take Volkanovski's head off. On the ground, Lopes is lethal. He can lock up triangles, arm bars, and leg locks from nowhere. If he gets Volk in a bad scramble, it could be over in seconds. And on the feet, he throws with wild creativity, and that's something Volk has to be ready for. But here's where this new Volkanovski might be different. Volk has added intensive submission defense drills to his camp. He's been scrambling endlessly with top-level grapplers, training to escape every bad position Lopes could put him in. His wrestling has always been elite, but now he's leveling up even more because he knows Lopes' game. On top of that, Volk has been sparring with taller, longer fighters to simulate Lopes' reach and tricky angles. Every round, Volk is figuring out how to close that distance, how to get inside and land those devastating hooks and leg kicks that won him the belt in the first place. And get this, he's even been training with altitude masks, pushing his cardio beyond limits. Because Volk knows that if he can keep the pace high, if he can make Lopes fight at his tempo, he can break him. But let's step back for a second, because for Volkanovski, this fight is about more than just the belt. This is about legacy. This is about proving that even when champions fall, they rise again. He said it himself. I'm doing this for my family, for my legacy. I want to show people that champions aren't just the ones who stay on top. They're the ones who come back when nobody believes in them. And that's what makes UFC 314 so special. Because we're not just watching a fight, we're watching a man fight for everything he believes in. So what can we expect when that cage door closes? Expect a relentless Volkanovski, faster, sharper, and hungrier than ever. Expect a war, because Lopes will bring fire. But if Volkanovski's training overhaul is everything it looks to be, if he shows up as the man he's preparing to be, we could be about to witness one of the greatest comebacks in UFC history. So the question is, do you believe in the great? Let me know in the comments. Who do you think walks out of UFC 314 with the featherweight belt? Volkanovski or Lopes? And if you want more deep dives like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because here on Cage Combat TV, we're breaking down every angle of the biggest fights in MMA. Stay tuned, fight fans, because UFC 314 is going to be one for the ages.